A specter haunts my YouTube channel, the specter of Undertale. Earlier this year, I made a series of 2 videos on this game that were by far the longest and most complicated videos I've ever made. Throughout the year, the looming threat of a 3rd video has haunted my homepage, and now it's finally arrived. It's June 24th, 2013. An aspiring game developer, Toby Fox, launched a Kickstarter for his new pixelated RPG with a goal of $5,000, only to receive 10 times that, including a $1,000 donation, which came with the benefit of the donator getting to put their own character into the game, which of course caused no controversy at all and was something everyone regarded as a fun Easter egg. After working on it for 3 years, the game released on September 15th, 2015, and 8 days later, somebody creates the first Undertale alternate universe, or AU if you speak annoying internet person, Dreamer Reborn. In it, Frisk returns to the underground in order to do what they spent the entire game trying to prevent and gives Astral their soul, which results in him being able to remain himself, even though in the game that took 7 of them. Then Astral returns to the surface, which apparently no one questions. The creator, however, had no idea what he had just unleashed. Dreamer Reborn was a catalyst to a ton of new Undertale alternate universes, including Undertale, but everyone is super edgy and it's not a phase, mom, except Flowey, who was nice. Underswap, a universe where all the characters are swapped. Undertale, but in space. And these are just some of them. Besides alternate universes, people also decided to create the peak of artistic expression, original characters. Undertale skyrocketed in popularity, with many YouTubers playing and theorizing about it. It's at this point that I would like to address something from previous videos, and that's that many people believe that Sans isn't Ness. This is of course ridiculous, as it was proven in the greatest game theory episode of all time, but look at this. By simplifying the equation, sans equals an S, we can get to A equals E. And if you rearrange the lines in A, you can form the letter E. And thus, since they have the same elements, they are equal. Speaking of theories, in Undertale there are Easter eggs about a mysterious character called W.D. Gaster. According to these, he was a royal scientist before Alphys who was scattered across time and space. He was still probably less scattered than the theories about him though, which range from him being a skeleton scientist who tripped, to an incredibly powerful being capable of destroying timelines and manipulating reality. All of this is based on a couple of fragments of in-game evidence. Besides theories, people also started making other types of content. It may surprise you, but Ness was actually the most popular character by a bit. I like Sans. Sans is so funny. Even his voice made me laugh. Play Undertale for Sans. Nothing else. After I played Undertale, I wish Sans is in every video game I own. Sans is my inspiration. Sans is my role model. Sans is my Sans. Undertale ended up being voted the best game of the year. However, despite its popularity, not everybody liked it. Speak up, parents. Don't let our kids become these characters. Become these characters? I wake up at 3 a.m. I had stayed up late browsing the fan wiki again. As I gain consciousness, I feel something strange in my hand. I glance upon it only to see a skeletal white claw. I feel my limbs turning into bones and gaze upon my clothes, which have been replaced by a blue vest. My right eye begins to glow blue. I am now Sans Undertale. Now, of course, Undertale fans always remain respectful and never attack people who disagreed with them. But I'm not here to make fun of Undertale fans. There are a million videos doing that. Let's see some of the Undertale fandom for ourselves. Looks like we're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo. Due to my video on the history of comic books, I'm now an expert in that field. So let's begin there. Undertale, a timeline in which Frisk gives half their soul to Asriel, and everyone lives on the surface. However, Kara wants Frisk to reset, but first takes a couple of years of vacation. Unfortunately, it was discontinued. Story shift. So in this timeline, every character is shifted. Wait, isn't it the same as Underswap? Oh, in this one it's all random, I see. Tale, a comic told in the most prestigious of mediums, a Tumblr Ask blog, where people ask questions to Error Sans, a version of Nest that goes around the multiverse destroying alternate timelines, which is not a concept unique to Undertale. It also exists in Disney, only that most of the time Error Mickey is referred to as the Disney legal team. Tale, a comic based around Frisk being scattered across the multiverse and becoming omnipresent in all Undertale timelines. Because of this, I assume besides the multiverse shenanigans, there's also an extensive therapy side plot. Tale, a timeline in which after going to the surface, everyone becomes a royal guard. But Gaster began overwriting timelines in order to create the perfect timeline for his human subjects. See, basically, Frisk and Kara were both— Okay, I think that's enough comics. Let's instead look at another medium. Videos. Inverted Fate. It takes place in a timeline where Asriel won the final battle, but due to him manipulating the timeline too much, he caused everyone to switch places. Wait a minute. So Underswap, Story Shift. Oh, of course. Glitch Tale, an animated series in the aftermath of a failed genocide run, with a plot more unpredictable and convoluted than my upload schedule. Season 1 ends with the barrier being broken and Astral going to the surface with everyone else. I'm starting to see a trend here. And then Season 2 is, I'm really not sure. Undertale, Distinctive Distorted Destiny, a universe in which after many resets, the timeline gets distorted and glitched. Wait a minute. All of the bosses are way harder, but no matter their attempts to override the system, it always abides by the player's wishes. Just like the YouTube algorithm. I'm not even going to say anything sarcastic about this series because of how cool it is. But you know, Undertale itself is a video game, so why don't we look at some Undertale fan games? Look at this huge collection of them on GameJolt. I bet they're all fully completed. Disbelief Papyrus. It takes place in a timeline where the human kills Ness and Snowden, and then Papyrus confronts them in the last corridor. I'm not going to play it because I can't stand to see Papyrus no longer believes in you. Undertale Last Breath. Hey guys, you know what's too easy? The Ness fight. So why don't we make it way harder? Dusttale, a universe where after many resets, Ness remembers all of Frisk's genocide runs and decides that the only way to stop them is to become emo, and is one of 2 Undertale fan games with an overworld to be completed. Story Swap Color. Finally, one that isn't about Ness. It takes place in Story Swap, a version of Story Shift where all the characters are swapped, and since Story Shift was made with Sprite art, I was extremely disappointed when I found out this game wasn't made with 7-Up art. See, basically, at the end of the genocide run, Astral absorbs the 6 human souls in order to try and stop a human. I would tell you how this game ended if I could beat it. You know, that alternate universe of an alternate universe was cool, but we need to go deeper. Dust Trust, a timeline of Dusttale set in the Underswap universe, where Papyrus tries to kill Ness to get experience and stop the player, but Ness fights back, and after seeing what Papyrus is trying to do, goes to stop the player. That's right, this is Disbelief in Dusttale in Underswap. Ink Sands, a fan game where you fight against Ink Ness, a version of Ness that goes around the multiverse protecting timelines and is a mortal enemy of Error Ness. During the fight, much like fanfiction writers, he's able to summon every different version of Ness. It like trick us. Bonely. And this is only a small part of the Undertale fandom. Besides this, people also made music videos, fan art, and the true mark of when a franchise is successful, a Roblox game. Oh wait, sorry, I meant 50 Roblox games. At this point, Undertale was more popular than a lot of AAA games, with merchandise, console ports, and even a wrestler dressing up as Ness. It's not a joke, look it up. In 2019, Ness became available for Super Smash Bros., which is strange because he was already in the game, but this time it was in his form from Undertale. Now, you may be thinking that this video is very Ness-centric, which is true. But the Undertale fandom itself is Ness-centric, so let's talk about something that isn't related to Ness. A year after the game came out, Toby Fox released a Tumblr post about the popularity of Undertale and how it had caused many people to dislike it, but he also said that he was glad that the game had become successful, because, despite all the jokes I've made about it, the Undertale fandom isn't as bad as people say, and has many amazing creations and members. Error, seriousness detected in a Wars detective video, must eliminate. The Undertale fandom's the worst thing since pineapple on pizza. And that is the Undertale fandom. Now I'm finally free from the series. Not so fast, Wars Detective. This next experiment seems very, very interesting. No! Looks like we're trapped here. Man, I shouldn't have skipped breakfast. And even worse, the BS network has been taken over. Wait a minute, Bob. You still have your phone. Great idea. We can order a pizza. Actually, I was going to suggest we call the government. Oh. Hello, this is the American government, your most trusted institution. Hello, I'm the host of the BS network. We've been kidnapped by the mafioso polar bear. He's taken over the network.